What's up, everybody? My name is Chris, and in spite of a Madden video today, I'm going to be posting my Thor Ragnarok video. But, don't worry, Madden will be back normal time on Monday. So, yes, Thor Ragnarok, I saw it in theaters today instead of playing Madden, and it was pretty good. So, this video is actually going to be pretty short, only about two and a half minutes, I would say. But yeah, so we should probably get into that about now. So the movie is starting off with narration, and then we find out that Thor is actually talking to a skeleton in a cage. So he falls out, rolling up, still chained up, and we see this like skull fire monster. Here he is, right here on the screen. So he's talking about how great he is, about how he's gonna destroy Asgard. Yeah, and that he's Ragnarok. So, so Thor eventually just gets his hammer back, beats him up. And then Thor goes back to Asgard. Everything's cool, finds out that Loki is actually just pretending to be Odin, and that there's a bunch of statues. Well, there's a big statue of Loki. And there's a neat little play going on with about Loki's death from Thor: The Dark World. And a funny thing that I didn't actually notice was the actor that plays Loki is actually played by Matt Damon. Yeah, and that's a cool little fact there. Matt Damon is in a Marvel movie. So I'm just gonna get into it from here. So Thor makes Loki go to where he left Odin. Loki actually looks really good in an all-black suit, black shirt, black tie, everything. Looking super good. Loki then gets kidnapped by Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange then shows Thor where Odin is. Odin dies. I think. I actually got a drink at that time. Isaiah, can you tell what happens?
So basically, Odin, his two sons are sitting there looking at the water because they're in Norway. Odin's like, hey, look at that water. Isn't that beautiful? While they're looking away, he just turns into gold dust and gets spread across the sea. As soon as that happens, Thor gets angry, instantly blames Loki. Then a portal opens up where their sister, the goddess of death, walks out, and they get into a big fight. While they're fighting, basically, she can create any type of blade, any size, out of nowhere. They're thrown at him. Loki knows that they can't win, but Thor's still fighting because he's mad. And Loki orders to get beamed back to Asgard.
Oh, well, you missed a big thing. She destroys Thor's hammer. Pretty big deal. And, so I can take it from here. So eventually they both get knocked off the trail, and they both land on this planet of gladiators. And time works differently there, as Loki lands like a few weeks before Thor, and Thor gets kidnapped by some people who then get beat up by a girl who we later find out is Asgardian and is a Valkyrie, but just takes Thor to this guy who makes him fight in these gladiator pits. Thor gets his hair cut by Stan Lee and scary looking claw hand. Thor then fights Hulk. Jeez, can't believe I forgot him. So, Thor gets swung on the ground a bunch of times like Loki did in the Avengers. It's just a really funny scene to watch, because Loki was, like, super upset when Hulk came out, and he goes, I gotta leave this planet.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. So Thor, is about to beat Hulk, but then he gets electrocuted. And yeah, that happens. It's really hurtful. Thor wakes up. Thor sees Hulk, and then they train, break out of there, go back to Asgard, fight Hela. Thor loses an eye, which looks pretty good, but at certain times you can actually see his eyelashes because he's just closing his eyes and they got makeup over it. So Thor loses an eye, but they eventually win the fight because they call on Dr. Scary Bones Man, fire skeleton, who destroys Asgard and her. They evacuated everybody safely out of Asgard, and there were 2 post-credit scenes. One where they just kind of went to Earth and saw this giant space craft. So they see the spacecraft that's actually like the Guardians of the Galaxy spacecraft. And then I'm trying to remember what the second post-credit scene is. So the Grandmaster, who's basically just owns all these gladiators and he makes them fight. So he crashes out of his ship, and the people that kidnapped Thor when he crash landed get him, and there was this whole revolution, and yeah, they just got him. So I will see you guys tomorrow with my Street Fighter video. Goodbye.